Greetings, this is Pink Shrock Yellow Boots from Behavior, working towards achieving holistic health for everybody. When we speak of self care, we were focusing on how we can take care of ourselves. But as we all know, that we are social beings, which means that social relationships are something very prominent and a non negotiable. We all have different bonds with different people, be it with our family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, fellow travelers, acquaintances. Human entanglement is something that we cannot deny in our life, which means that relationships are going to be a major influence in our overall health, growth, the functioning of the brain, and the influence to our emotions. Thus, it is important that we consider relationship self care. When we speak of relationship self care, we are speaking of people in the relationship taking care of the relationship. But taking care of the relationship will come in place when you are taking care of yourself, when you are mentally, emotionally, physically in a good place. That is why we covered self care first, and now we are moving to relationship self care, where people come together and take care of each other. So, the whole criteria about having people in our life is to have them to enhance the quality of our life. We'll start with focusing on what are the primary requirements of forming a relationship. Relationships are mutual to begin with. Two people choose and desire to be with each other. It is a conscious and aware choice. You might click with people, you might see chemistry with people, but choosing to bring them in your life is something that you have to be consciously aware and prepared of. Because that means that you would be responsible for the human that you are engaging with, be it as friends, in a romantic relationship, in an official manner, or family. However, when you come together with different people, though you would be together, still you would be individuals. So, maintaining that individuality, not just of yours, but also another human that is there in the relationship, is important. Which brings up the criteria of taking and providing space to be themselves and yourself. That is, having time to follow your hobbies, letting them follow their hobbies, indulging into activities that you like, as well as activities that they like different from each other, and having time to do those things. To do that, it is important to communicate, because assumptions are something that don't have a solid foundations. Assumptions are not tacit understanding. So, communicating about your own thoughts, emotions, and the influence that you've had from situations and circumstances. Clearly communicating your stand and opinions on different matters is important. There is consideration when making decisions in a relationship. However, these considerations shouldn't become hyperfixation. That is, you constantly only think and understand everything from the point of view of another person in the relationship. You have to have a rational basis of understanding and consideration, which is to be considerate of your own choices and the choice and decisions of another human, and coming to a mutual ground on how you want to go about certain matters. This also brings up that you shouldn't be constantly blaming, complaining, trying to control or figure out solutions for another person. Having a balanced give and take based on the needs and requirement of the people involved is important. This doesn't mean that I bring this much to the table, you should bring this much to the table, but this is what I can bring to the table and this is what I desire. If you bring that to the table and require what I bring to the table, then we can enter a mutually giving and receiving space for each other. Self neglect is something that would gradually shatter the relationship, as it has the capacity to bring in resentment. Relationship self care is about having your focus on the relationship without giving up on yourself. There would be a lot of roles and responsibility, and when you feel that you need time for yourself, taking that space and time for yourself is important. However, the whole idea of being considerate to another person who has stepped into this relationship with you holds an equal value. Your relationship is supposed to be a safe place where you can be yourself and grow together. It is not supposed to be a battlefield. It is not supposed to be a place where you are constantly competing and comparing. Communicate, provide space, take time, be considerate, have a balance of give and take. Don't overindulge and don't forget yourself. These are the basics that can be considered when you're trying to improve your relationship. If relationships are not going well, seek out therapists. There are relationship therapists, family therapists, marriage counselors, as well as couple counselors. They are all there to help you navigate through difficulties that relationships bring. And there is no starting point to learning how to be better at relationships. Have a safe week ahead. Take care.